everyone, this is Bea with my random reflections, my random day again, with our reflections on human sexuality. So, hello, hi. So, I've been reflecting lately, actually. I've been reflecting a lot of things, especially from what I heard a week before. So, for today's live video for reflections on human sexuality, I'll be sharing to you about what I love about reflections on human sexuality, and then I'll share to you a little about the men that shaped my sexuality, and then let us pause and reflect about the HIV case in the Philippines, and let's act on it. So, before we begin, I would like you to be open-minded and understanding on what I will share. So again, I hope that you will have an open mind and understanding about what I'm going to share today. So, today, what I love about reflections on human sexuality. There are lots of them. I love the experience. I love that I get to reflect most of the time, or sometimes not. What else? It's a safe haven. It's a safe haven for me, especially from what I know and from what I've learned and what I've reflected. So, it created a better version of myself, a better view of myself. So I hope that you will also have a better view of yourself, or a better version of yourself, especially when you're watching reflections on human sexuality live. So again, it gave me a safe haven. It gave me a safe environment. What else? I felt good. I'm feeling good every time. Especially when I'm in my imperfect times. So I too share some imperfections, but what I do with my imperfections is that I discipline myself. So if I forget, I also bounce back every time that I forget. So I think of about the positive things, the healthiest way of living, especially in everyday circumstances, or in everyday life, especially in my everyday life. So I hope we also share the same feeling, the same sentiment, and the same experience, right? So I hope we're the same. I hope we have the same sentiment, or we have a similar experience. So this sharing today also, I want you to, this is not a comparison between you and me. So this is a sharing about myself, what shaped my sexuality. So I will share to you a lot of connecting thoughts, connecting reflections, connecting learnings. So again, I, as your facilitator, I'm not perfect, but I chose to be healthy. Right? So you heard me right. So I'm not perfect, but I chose to be healthy and holistic. So I want to be holistic in most of everything. In everything. So, you know what? Reflections on human sexuality, I shared this before, over and over. I experienced my first reflections on human sexuality way back 2016 when I was graduating. Good thing I was doing my thesis at that time, and I was able to encounter campus ministry here in Iligan City. And then I felt so adventurous at that time because I was able to listen and learn and express and share my thoughts and my reflections and my experience. And especially we have the same maturity. We have the same maturity of the topics that we discussed openly at that time. So, Reflections on Human Sexuality in Campus Ministry is free, especially free for all students, especially nearby MSUIT, my alma mater. So here in Reflections on Human Sexuality, I don't do monetizing. So you're lucky enough if you're watching me, you're watching these Reflections on Human Sexuality live because this is for free. But if opportunity comes, maybe we can do a little, we can do also a little changes. But at the moment, I don't do monetizing, and I probably would consider, but I don't do monetizing. So you're lucky enough to watch me, and you're lucky enough to listen to me, especially in our Reflections on Human Sexuality. So, from 2016 and until now, I have Reflections on Human Sexuality with me because I chose to be informed. I chose to be advanced, or I chose to be, I chose the fun of doing it. I chose the fun of doing it. It's not monetizing. It's just for free. You just have to watch and listen and reflect and also explore your own sexuality or your own experience. So, what I like again about Reflections on Human Sexuality is that what I love about it is that Reflections on Human Sexuality it gave a lot of experience. Okay? A lot of experience to me. Okay? I was the listener and I also experienced it. I felt it and I learned from it and I reflected on it. So, inakalami si Reflections on Human Sexuality. It's how beautiful it is when you know Reflections on Human Sexuality. Especially nowadays, in our time today, we really need to have guidance, right? So, I also felt that I needed to be guided. So, it's not just you, but I also needed to be guided personally and in my private life. So, I kept it as not just a momentum, but I kept it as my guiding force to understand things, especially my sexuality, our sexuality. So, it's how beautiful it is, I can say. What else? So, every time I forget, but I'm not saying that I always forget. There are just times that, we experience it before we learn from it. So, because I experienced it and then I just later on learned from it. So, it gave me a safe space. It gave me as a safe environment. It made me feel good and so on. That's how I love about Reflections on Human Sexuality. And I hope that if you're an avid listener, you're an avid watcher of Reflections on Human Sexuality, I hope that you could connect everything that I shared to you for free in our Reflections on Human Sexuality. Because my God, if you haven't watched my Reflections on Human Sexuality live, then you will miss at least 1/4 or 1/2 of your life, because this is for free and we just have to be informed and at the same time we have to be moved by it, and we have to act on it. Especially, I'll give you an alert that HIV in the Philippines as of January 2025 and until March 2025, we have 5,101 cases of HIV. So just imagine, if you sum up 1948, that's around 400,000 plus, I think, if I'm not mistaken. So it's really important that I realized, guys, I even more realized that Reflections on Human Sexuality is a safe haven for everyone. It's not just for me because I shared it to you. So before, I also shared it to you. That's why I'm doing Reflections on Human Sexuality, because I also want to share the fun facts about sexuality and how we can reflect more and how we can act on it, right? So by the way, thank you for watching. So as I was saying, please do watch also. Please do watch from the beginning until the end. So if you have time, feel free to watch me or do this live from the beginning until the end. So as I was saying, I forgot what to say again. So from the beginning, I hope you can connect everything, guys. So now, what I love more about Reflections on Human Sexuality again is that it gave me a space, a safe environment to learn. Oh, thank you. Hi, Rex. Okay. It gave me a safe environment to learn, to grow, to reflect, and experience and act on what I believe in. So my values. So important in sexuality, values is still important, guys. So it's a wrong connotation. What I love about Reflections on Human Sexuality, it's a wrong connotation that it's only about sex. Of course not. It's not just about sex. It's about mental. It's about emotional. Hi, Rex! Miss you too, Rex! Oh, miss you too, Rex. May emotional na din ko, Rex. Hello! Thank you! Sakto gid ka. Very first teacher gid ka gahapon. Thank you! I miss you, oy! I miss you kayo. Thank you for watching. So, I hope daghan pa ta. So, lagay ko sa kong giingon. So again, for me if my memory serves me right, so it gave me a safe haven. Okay, so I hope for everyone we have a safe haven. Okay. What I like about Reflections on Human Sexuality again is a wrong connotation that it talks about sex only. No. It talks about sensuality. No. It talks about lust. No. It talks about libido. No. It's a wrong connotation. Because according to the, other organizations that talks about sexuality or sex education, especially in America, in Europe, I think, if they have, Reflections on Human Sexuality is really fitted. It fitted to their values and beliefs. That it's about mental, it's about emotional, it's about physical, it's about our soul. Okay? It's about our soul. And we have to understand, what I love about Reflections on Human Sexuality also is that we understand about gender. We understand gender orientation. We also understand sex, relationships, values, spirituality, and so on. Lots of them. Because again, Reflections on Human Sexuality, it doesn't just say sex. No. It doesn't just promote sex. No. Because it's a holistic view of sexuality. That's what I like about Reflections on Human Sexuality, because it talks about holistic view of sexuality. So, inana siya ka nindot Rex ang Reflections on Human Sexuality. So, ako siya na-experience Rex katong napa ko sa college, katong nag-eskwela pa ko sa IT, graduating ko. So, muna akong gi-share kaganiha. And then, what else I love about Reflections on Human Sexuality? I love my whole experiences. I love my whole experiences. I love how it equipped me, how it molded me, how it made me imperfect yet perfect person, how it made me reflect more of the time, how it gave an impact in my life for the past 8 years or 7 years. So that's how good it is to me. So I hope that you're watching me. I hope we also feel the same thing. We also feel the same way. We also experience the same way, we also have same reflections. Because I'm giving you common reflections. I'm giving you situational experiences. At the same time, I'm giving you common reflections that we can all relate. Again, we can all relate. So, these are a few of what I love about Reflections on Human Sexuality. Again, I'm not claiming that I'm perfect, because I will never be perfect. Because again, it's my whole individuality. It's my whole senses. Okay? It's my whole individuality. So, kamong mga you don't like to listen, or you're avoiding Reflections on Human Sexuality, or you're avoiding me, I hope that you can reflect that I'm not perfect, and I'm not saying that I'm perfect. Actually, I'm the imperfect perfect person that you'll ever know. Okay? So I hope that you will have an open mind, and you will also understand what I will be sharing to you. So those were just a few of what I like about Reflections on Human Sexuality. Daghag lamok. And then, what more? So let us talk about the men in my life. So I hope wala na ko'y nalimtan sa katakong gi-share about what I love about Reflections on Human Sexuality. But more or less, those are the things that I love about Reflections on Human Sexuality, because it will give everyone a safe space, a safe environment to grow, to learn, to breathe, and to experience our own sexuality, our own reflections on human sexuality. What else? So, let's talk about men. So, dili pa ko 0. If I will just give you a number, but I'll share to you important things about the men that shaped my sexuality. So these men also helped me to understand my own sexuality. Okay. So listen. Alright? So listen. So I met a few men in my life. They came, aside from, kidding aside, that I shared to you about my abuelos. Okay? My grandfathers, my granduncles, and my grandfather, and my dad. Okay? So, kidding aside. So, that's what I shared to you before. My ideal men. But, again, sakto po itong giingon sa, natoy gi-share tong anak sa akong close nga tito gihapon, tito sa church. Ana siya, perfect ra kaya kong dad. But dili ko maminyo kung mangita kog perfect nga tawo. So we share the same reflection. So wala gyud perfect karon panahona. If there are, good for us, but we just have to be open also. Okay? We just have to be open and we have to set our own boundaries. So boundaries is also healthy for us, guys. So it goes like this. When I was around 21 or 22, so good enough, I was still in college at that time. So good enough, my age was good enough. So it's still a marrying age, right? But aside from saying it's a marrying age, so it was the time that I really encountered the first man that I met. Okay? The first man that I met. He's good. Yeah, he's good, but he's different. I'll share to you why it's different. Okay, later part. So, I had my first kiss at that time, at the age of 21 or 22. It was a hot kiss. That was a hot kiss, you know. And then, but it did not prosper. I did not prosper because my family thinks that I'm still young. and a lot of things happened at that time. Okay, so that was my first man. And in this man, it was the first time that I felt jealous. Yeah, I felt jealous I don't know why I felt that way, but I really felt jealous for no reason at all. I'm not saying that I'm a jealous type because I'm not. I'll give you a thought that I'm not a jealous type of a person. I feel jealous. I will feel the same amount of jealousy like any other girls, but I'm too cool enough to be jealous. That's it about me. So that was my first man. Then I met then around my 30s, in my 30s, okay? In my 30s, I met my most perfect flirtmate. Okay? So I met my first flirtmate. He's my I felt good with him. And I felt that I was ready enough. Okay? I felt that I was ready enough, and I really explored. Actually, I was not alone in exploring. It was how to say? It was a consensus. I know, consensual? I'm not if I'm right, or it was a mutual understanding. So we had a mutual understanding. So he was my perfect flirtmate. Okay? So he was my perfect flirtmate, and he's really handsome. Just like the first man that I met. So he's handsome. What else I can say about him? So I felt ready with him. But it's just that so happened that a lot of drama going on. A lot of drama going on, and it's in my own situation also. If he's just watching, if he's just watching, it is for me if I will break or make it. But since you're watching me right now, so it means that I made it. So again, it's either if I'll break it or make it. So since you're watching me, I made it, and still, healing at the same time. So I hope he's watching so that, So he was my perfect flirtmate. I really enjoyed with every time going out with him. So I enjoyed everything about him also. Yeah. So I enjoyed everything about him. And us at the same time. But it just did not prosper again. Okay? Because a lot of drama going on. Like, everybody's thinking about us like as if we're not worthy. Okay? We're not worthy. And issues came along. But it's nobody's fault. It's just that it so happened that it happened. So sad to say that it had to happen. I hope that it won't, but I hope that won't, but it happened. So that was about my perfect flirt mate. Okay? And my third flirt mate. And the third one that I will be sharing, I learned about someone that sex is indeed good. Okay? That sex is really a gift. Okay? That sex is a gift. He just made me learn. So he made me learn that sex is a gift. Yeah. But sad to say that I've had enough. He's still someone that I can say he's also handsome. So all of the men that I met were handsome guys. And napod siya ikabuga. Sila tanala sila ikapanghinambog or ikabuga. So yeah, I had a good experience with them. It's just that most of them, they did not prosper. I don't know why, if they're just chicken out or they found a new one, because I don't know. As for myself, I don't know. I cannot answer my questions. Why? Or your questions, why it did not prosper. Especially, you're listening to me right now, why? Right? Why it did not prosper. So I've had enough. Okay? I've had enough. So people made me realize about one thing, how safe it is to have reflections on human sexuality, and how we should act on our beliefs and our perspectives in life. Especially how important that sex should be respected. Especially, sex is a gift. It's not bad. Sex is bad. But again, as I've shared before, it's about the people that is doing it, that is unsafe. That's why now I realized, because I learned from them. So I realized that we have to protect sex, and we have to protect ourselves from unprotected and uncleaned sex. So it's how the depth of what I learned from these people is that we have to respect sex. Whatever orientation we have, or whatever beliefs that we have, or perspectives that we have to respect sex. And especially, we have to respect ourselves. We have to respect our partner, and we have to respect ourselves. So I've had enough of all this drama about sex, maybe, or about sexuality, maybe. Didn't you know that growing up, let's say around when I started meeting men, I always hear these words, or I always hear this sentence, "Do you want to have sex with me?" Ana gyud sila. "Do you want to have sex with me?" And I just said, "No, I don't want to have sex with you." But I wouldn't say, you just have to be open-minded in what I will say. I wouldn't say that maybe because I was open enough. I was a very open-minded person. I'm not saying that being an open-minded is that I'm contradicting my values and my beliefs and my perspectives in life. It's just that I learned to listen to them. I learned to meet them in a deeper level, and at the same time, I just felt good with them. I just felt comfortable with them because they made me felt comfortable at the same time. It's just that most of the men that I met, they just have common thing. Do you want to have sex with me? And at that time, I was not ready, or I was playing around, or I'm just not comfortable, thinking that I have to, sexuality comes in, or reflections on human sexuality comes in. I'm not ready to give someone. I just don't want to give myself to someone or to anyone, just anyone. I'm not comfortable with it. But I'm not sure if I'm lucky or unlucky or unfortunate or unfortunate, because most of the men that I met are experienced and I'm not. Most of the men that I experienced are experienced, especially with women. But I'm a very fast learner. I'm a very fast learner. It's just that I've had enough from all this drama about sexuality, about sex, or so on. Because I realized my worth as a woman. I realized my worth as a person. I realized my values and my beliefs. I realized that everything is just connected. And they say that you do sex with anyone, but it's not entirely okay because HIV comes in. Sexual diseases comes in. And aside from sexual diseases, it's about disrespecting oneself and one's dignity and one's values and beliefs and perspectives. What else? It's disrespecting if we do premarital sex and it's not even reciprocated. It's not even reciprocated or respected. It's about self-respect. Okay? Self-respect comes in. I say, with my age now, and with what I've learned from my past, is that how to say this? It's about self-respect, guys. Let us not degrade ourselves. Okay? Let us not degrade ourselves. Let us not lower ourselves from other people's egoistic intentions. So, I hope, Rex, nakasabot na ka sa kung gipang ingon kay straight English, guys. So, I hope kasabot ka. So, I hope kasabot mo sa kung gipang ingon. So, again, let us not lower ourselves, our values. Okay? Especially our values and our worth as a person. Let us not lower ourselves from people who just want to have casual sex with us, or who just want a short-term relationship that it doesn't even prosper as a relationship. It may have been, okay? It may have been, but it is a two to tango, to dance that kind of relationship. It's a mutual understanding. It's a mutual action between two consensual or with two people having mutual understanding or mutual agreement about that thing. Okay? So, ina na siya ka-importante. Okay? Mura na ako ikaingon. Ina na siya ka-importante. So, I learned my worth along the way. I learned my worth and I said no many times. So, but I wouldn't say that I did not enjoy. Okay? For those men that I met, Okay? For those men that I met, not that anyone or whoever bahalag bulingit na siya nga tawo. Kalain. No, I'm not saying it to anyone. It's about that man, my favorite person. It's about that favorite person of mine that I loved that kind of sexuality. I love that kind of experience, and I just love the person. It's just that it did not prosper. Okay? So, it's really important for us to have our self-worth, because it's just for us. It's always for us. Like, for example, it's always for me. I believe in it. I value it. And I'm worthy enough for it. Especially, maybe, I met this man of mine. In different stages of my life. Sad to say that I met them in different stages of my life. But I'm also happy that I met them, because I learned from them. I learned about myself because of a part of me learned it from them. Especially, opposite attraction. So if you will ask me, Bea, who are these men? So usually, if I'm talking like this, it has always been opposite attraction. Or I only had once. Okay? I only had once that I could say that we have the same wavelength. We're on the same boat. It's just that, sad to say, everyone has to grow up. Everyone just have to grow up and be happy. So HIV comes in, from January 2025 up to March 2025, Rex, ang HIV cases right now is around 5,101. 252 cases in the female and 4,000 plus for the male. So HIV cases na siya just January 2025, March 2025. Guys, inana naka-increasing ang HIV. That's why we have the right to be informed. We have the right and we have to act on it. We have to pause, reflect, and act on it. It's how important it is. Again, we have to, because what I did to myself was I paused, I reflected, and I acted on it. I'm acting on it right now just by talking to you, just by sharing everything to you. That's what I love about what I'm doing and what I love about Reflections on Human Sexuality. So again, let's go back to what I've shared a while ago. It's about self-worth, self-respect, and values. Everything is connected. Like, doing sex alone. Okay? Doing sex. Even a famous sexologist, if I'm not mistaken, a psychologist and a sexologist, Freygan, if I'm not mistaken. Her name is Freygan. Family name is Freygan. If I'm not mistaken, guys, Freygan. She said, sex is about mental, emotional, physical, spiritual, and at the same time, it's connected with our culture. It's connected with our spiritual aspect. It's everything is connected, guys. Okay, everything is just connected. Nobody can say it's not connected because everything is connected. It has been connected. Sorry. So it has been connected, guys. That's why what I want to share now is that we have to pause, reflect, and act. Let us not wait that HIV cases will go back from where it is. Just like Africa. Okay? Africa, because probably they lack discipline in doing sex, or they lack information about sexuality and sex education. Or just like the Philippines. The Philippines, we're only a few doing reflections on human sexuality or sex education. Okay? Even in our families, we're supposed to be, our families should teach us about, or guide us about sexuality or sex at the same time. But in real cases, and most cases, not all of us are taught. Okay? This is the problem in the Philippines. We are not taught. Didn't you know that I met a 14-year-old? My God. But when she talks about sex, it's as if she knows everything. Like my learning about sex. Hi guys. My learning about sex. Tanaw mo ani guys ha? Okay, good. My learning about sex. Okay? From when I was 21 or 22, and now, you know, she sums it up. Okay? She sums it up. She talks about sex like it's just an ordinary thing. But it's not for me. And I know it's not for you. It's not for everyone. Sex is not just ordinary, that it's just casual. No. Okay? Some casual sex leads to marriage because they choose to work it out. They chose to work it out. But not for everyone. But not for everyone, guys. It's not for everyone. Especially right now, guys. Okay? Especially right now. So it's how important it is to be informed and to listen, to watch, or to pause, reflect, and act. Okay? So I hope we have the same reflections. Okay? I hope we have the same reflections. Because it's very simple, guys. We just have to understand, and we have to be open-minded. Okay? We have to be open-minded. Okay? We have to understand, and we have to be open-minded in everything. It's how connected it is. And again, sex and sexuality, it talks about your whole individuality. It talks about our whole individuality. It's not just about the doing of sex. Okay? It's not just about it's not just about showing our sensuality or our sexuality. It's not just that. Okay? It's not just that. So what else I can share to you? So, you know, I told you about technology. Okay? We have to be guarded. That this is just coming from my own experience. I hope that you will not laugh at me. Okay? So I want to share this experience of mine at the same time. So once upon a time when I was, I think, in my late 20s. I think in my late 20s. So because I wanted to have a new environment, I wanted to meet people, especially foreigners. So I just joined an app. Okay? An app. Everyone, I joined an app. Yeah, I joined an app, and then I met a few men at the same time. So this is the funny story that I will share. The person said, "Do you want to come?" He said, "Do you want to come?" And I thought it's just come. No, I even said, no, I think I cannot go with you. Okay, I cannot come. So I thought it's just COME, but it was about CUM. It was about come. Okay? So ano daw, it's about, I met this man in the app. Their libido is so high. Yeah. Accidentally, I'm a very lucky person because it was not intentional. It wasn't intentional, guys. So it goes like this. So I really accidentally, I saw different sizes. So kabalo na mo kung sa tunga sizes. I saw different sizes, I saw different shapes, and I saw different colors accidentally. And I just said to them, this is what I said to them. I don't do it. I'm sorry, I don't do it. It was all my it's what I said to them. I don't do it. I'm sorry, I don't do it. Because my intention was, because it was a friendly app, okay? Supposedly it was to meet friends. But it was for the other men that I met, sad to say, I met them and they just want to come. They just want to come, guys. And then, good thing at the last man that I met, okay, good thing the last man that I met, he asked me, how many men did you meet? He asked, how many men did you meet? And I said, a few. And then he said to me, you know what? I don't like these women showing their breast or their teats to me. He just said to me, I don't like so much women showing their breast to me. And then at that point, I really had a good time with him because it was really a friendly and open conversation. It was an open communication. Okay, another lesson is that open communication, guys. So, even technology, because of ignorance and self-centeredness, okay? Ignorance and self-centeredness, it deluded our minds about sex. It deluded our minds about our own worth and sexuality, our own respect, okay? Our own self-respect. It deluded our brains. That's why I'm telling everyone, that's why I'm sharing to you guys, that we have to pause, reflect, and act. We have to believe in our self-worth and self-respect. Okay? In order for us to grow, in order for us to meet girls or men, in a healthy way. Okay? In a most and lovingly healthy way and holistic. In ana ra siya ka simple, guys. Okay? It's how simple it is. We just have to acknowledge, we just have to learn our self-worth if we don't know about our self-worth yet. Okay? We just have to, there's respect in ourselves and there's respect to the other person, to our other behalf. Okay? So, inana siya ka nindot unta. It's supposed to be how beautiful it is. But it's just that our brains are deluded because of ignorance or self-centeredness. So, last thing to say, okay, because it's already, I've talked to you 50 minutes already. So, I forgot what to say again. So, it's like this, We just have to respect ourselves, guys. Okay? Our self-worth is more important than the libido or the misguided perceptions or beliefs of people. Okay? So at the end of the day, we just have to be healthy. Okay? We have to be healthy, we have to be guided, and we have to be holistic. Because from the beginning until the end, I've been sharing to you, we have to be holistic. We may forget because we have to, like for me, I experienced it before I learned from it. But I realized that it's all connected. It's all connected. So, thank God I met those beautiful people I met way back 2016 for telling me about reflections on human sexuality. Okay? I met those beautiful people and I met my beautiful persona. Okay? I met my beautiful persona because of the people I met, my family, my friends, my own sexuality, my own, values and beliefs and so on. It's how simple it's supposed to be, guys. So, it's raining. I think God is telling me something. I think that's all I can say today. So, I hope I shared a lot in this span of time, guys. I hope I shared to you everything. So, katulang. Thank you for watching. Please do watch from the beginning until the end. And please be open-minded and understand. Okay? Be understanding. So, thank you for watching. This is Bea with your Reflections on Human Sexuality live. Bye! Thank you for watching, Rex. Bye! I miss you. Bye! Thank you for watching, everyone. Bye!